Another spring coming to a close here at Monmouth Stadium. Matt Harmon along with the head coach of the Hawks, Kevin Callahan. Coach, a little bit on both sides of the ball, a little bit good on the offense, more big play than anything else rather than that sustained drive. Let's start on that side of the ball.
Well, I was happy with the explosiveness that we were able to show offensively. We hit a couple big pass plays, and I think we've got a talented receiver group, and they have the ability to stretch the field and go get the ball, and the quarterbacks put the ball out there for them to go get today. And, it's always good when you can get that chunk yardage like that and get those big plays. So I was really happy to see that come out today.
I know you feel maybe stats not all that important, but, the names at the top of the board, Neil Sterling had 5 catches today, but some of the younger guys we did see in that wide receiving core. We saw Romeo Harris make a big play. Matt Choi had a long touchdown pass as well, and then some of the other names in there as well, Thad Richards, Lamar Davenport. So as you mentioned, it is a very deep and talented group.
It is, and, I think we have the ability to spread the ball around to a number of different people, and I think what you saw today is a lot of different players step up and show the ability to make big plays.
Maybe the ground game, something that was a question mark going in. Who would be the number 2 guy behind KB Asante? Maybe question answer today, Levon Chaney carrying the ball 20 times.
Yeah, it's without a doubt Levon Chaney, and we knew last fall that he was going to be a dynamic running back, and he's not very big in stature, but he runs a lot harder than you think he may when you look at him. And our goal was to get him about 20 carries today. I think he finished with 21, and he showed that he can be a durable back, and he can be a guy that can get significant touches in a game.
When you think of the quarterback position today and all during the course of the spring, without Ben O'Nett, who was lost with injury midway through, you only had really 2 live arms, so both Greg DePuy and Brandon Hill able to get a lot of work.
They both got a lot of work. I think they both improved significantly throughout the spring, and I'm happy with the progress that both of them have made.
You think about the offensive line, maybe that was the one other questionable unit. What you saw today, steps in the right direction or still some things to work on?
Well, no, we've made steps in the right direction each of the 15 practices this spring, and it's a work in progress. It's continuing to develop. I think there's probably 7 or 8 guys that we've played with the first group, and I don't know if there's any clear-cut conclusion on who the best 5 or the best combination of which 5 is right now. That's something we're going to continue to work at and look at, and that question may not get answered till August, to be honest with you.
On the defensive side of the ball, Coach, what we saw, I think what you'd probably expect, a very deep defensive line at times dominating this inter-squad scrimmage.
They did, and we have a number of guys there that can make plays, and I think you saw that today. It is a position that's deep. It's a position that has a lot of game experience, and there's guys that have been on the field, and you saw Masick and Irizarry and Pat O'Hara and Darnell Leslie and all come up and make plays today. And if you have that type of depth and you can rotate and keep fresh bodies on the field, I think that's going to be a great asset for our defense.
Maybe some questions still in that back 7, the 3 linebackers, where you do have the outside spots with Sikowski and Peyton Minnick, along with some other guys fighting for the mix, but questions maybe at the middle linebacker spot and some of the secondary positions.
There is. At this point, I'd say Tyler Thompson is the number 1 at the middle linebacker spot, at least based on the 15 practices this spring. Beyond that, things are really up in the air. The outside linebacker spot is far from settled, but I think, John Sikowski and Peyton Minnick have kind of starting to establish themselves as the number 1 guys. In the secondary, the safety position is wide open. We're really pressed to find out who those 2 guys are going to be in those spots as we get into the fall, and that's something that we have to continue to look at. And the opposite corner, or the corner opposite Joe Johnson, is one that I think is very much up in the air.
Special teams, slow start in the kicking game, but Lucas Santangelo at the end part of this inter-squad, really his leg on full display.
Well, I'm not worried about Lucas Santangelo. He's got a strong leg. He hit the ball extremely well. I'm concerned and a little upset about the protection on a couple of the early ones. We just got to do a better job in our place kick protection, and that's just a laziness on a part of a couple of the guys there.
Talk about for you, Coach, with spring practice now coming to a close, your biggest question marks going in to summer preseason, which will begin late July, obviously early August.
Well, we've got to solidify the group that's going to be our offensive line. We've got to determine who those 5 guys are going to be that we're going to go into game number 1 with. So that's something that isn't solidified yet. And as we were just talking about, the defensive secondary, I think, still has some wide open spots in it, and we've got to solidify that group rather quickly.
Do you feel like the offense, under the direction of new offensive coordinator Kevin Morris, starting to maybe get it a little bit towards the end part of spring practice and here today?
Yeah, I think that the spring has been it was trending upward from day one. I mean, we knew it wasn't going to be, everything wasn't going to be in, and they weren't going to have all the terminology mastered to first practice. But as we've gone through it, we've continued to add more and more to what we're doing. I think the offensive players have done a great job of picking up on it, and I like the direction we're heading there. It's the same with all the positions, offensively, defensively. We've made a tremendous amount of progress. The kids have come out with a lot of energy and excitement every day, but we're still not where we need to be yet.
Coach, finally, a little bit of downtime now for the players. Certainly, they'll finish up classes, take finals. Several will be here during the course of the summer, working out, taking summer classes, and then, believe it or not, it'll be August pretty soon.
It will be. I mean, they've got a little bit of time here, one more week of classes and then exams, and then most of them will be here for the summer, and we'll get right to work with our strength and conditioning coaches and get out here on the field. And, they're anxious. They're anxious for the fall to come, and they're ready for the 2014 season.
Coach, as always, appreciate the time. Enjoy maybe a little bit of downtime for yourself, and we'll look forward to seeing you out here pretty soon.
Well, I don't know about the downtime, but we'll be out here before we know it.
The head coach, Kevin Callahan, giving us a couple minutes after Monmouth's blue-white inter-squad scrimmage. For more on this and all things Monmouth football and Monmouth athletic related, check out our website at gomuhawks.com. Covering Monmouth University football from Monmouth Stadium, I'm Matt Harmon.